It's Entertainment Tuesday. Let's toss it over to Kaylee for today's entertainment news. Kaylee, what you got?
Tiger King is reinvestigated, a show on Fox, and Harry Potter star is going to be a dad. But first, we head to Italy for a remarkable Easter performance. Take a look. Live from a cathedral in Italy, legendary tenor Andrea Bocelli was the church and the choir in his one-of-a-kind Easter performance. It was part of a Music for Hope event designed to inspire the faithful during the coronavirus outbreak. Bocelli's performance was streamed on his YouTube channel, and the singer was accompanied only by the cathedral's organist. The set included classics like Ave Maria and Amazing Grace. It was one of many performances taking place around the world, organized by artists such as Lady Gaga. Speaking of Easter, Kelly Ripa throws it back to the early 2000s with a montage of family pics. Kelly says middle child Lola wasn't too pleased with the public display of embarrassing photos, but everyone else seems to love the holiday-themed blast from the past. Kelly and actor husband Mark Consuelos' 3 kids are now 17, 18, and 22. Meanwhile, there's a new dad on the block. Rupert Grint, who portrayed Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films, announces he's expecting his first child with actress-girlfriend Georgia Groom. E! News released photos of the two shopping in London, emerging with Groom unmistakably looking ready to expect a baby. The couple have reportedly been dating for almost a decade, keeping their romance out of the public view. Also out of the public's knowledge, the baby's name and due date.
I'm an Australian who played an Australian in a movie called Australia.
And while some relationships are strained during this quarantine, Hugh Jackman found a reason to celebrate and laugh instead. The Greatest Showman actor posted a sweet message on Instagram over the weekend for the actor and his wife Deb's 24th wedding anniversary. Fellow actor/pal Ryan Reynolds naturally couldn't hold back when presented an opportunity to troll him, commenting, "Hang in there, Deb." It's a new accessory for Al Roker's daughter. Courtney Roker took to Instagram to post pics of the bling and an official engagement announcement. The recipe developer and her boyfriend Wesley Laga were meant to be traveling in Paris this week, but due to the pandemic, Laga ended up popping the question at home.
Right here.
Another daytime TV star joins the list of celebrities stepping up to help during the coronavirus pandemic. According to People magazine, Ryan Seacrest is donating $1 million to help first responders in New York and LA. $750,000 of his donation will go towards feeding and housing 200 New York Fire Department members and EMTs for the next 6 weeks through the First Responders Children's Foundation. Rapper Pitbull is lifting spirits and raising money with his new song, I Believe That We Will Win. The track is an anthem about the global health crisis, and all proceeds go towards charities for COVID-19 relief efforts. Ciara's got a new beat and new dance moves, spending her and football star husband Russell Wilson's quarantine time breaking it down. In the new Instagram post of the married couple dancing to Drake's Tootsie Slide, Ciara captioned it with, quote, "We did that Tootsie and I'm pregnant." This will be the pair's 3rd child. Meanwhile, Pitch Perfect star Ben Platt is spending his time belting out tunes. On the 26-year-old's Instagram, he posted a vocal cover of Ariana Grande's song Needy, high notes and all. Olaf himself, Josh Gad, responded with, quote, "How are you so good?" This latest cover joins the slew of others that Platt has posted to his feed. Regarding a big quarantine TV hit, it seems people just can't get enough of Tiger King. And now there's even more of the story to learn. Fox's one-hour special TMZ Investigates Tiger King, What Really Went Down, dives into questions left behind from the Netflix series, including the disappearance of Carol Baskin's husband.
I'm extremely suspicious, but not just of her.
The sheriff told us he believes A, Don was murdered, B, more than one person did it, and C, he believes with a promise of immunity, which he will give, he can get the culprit.
Executive producer Harvey Levin says the special covers many mysteries surrounding the story.
We really focused more on whether Joe was rightly or wrongly convicted. We focus on who killed Don and what's going on with this investigation. And we also focused on the various additional investigations that were triggered as a result of Tiger King.
And Harvey has a theory on why Tiger King has become the phenomenon that it has.
People gravitate to crime stories, whodunit stories, betrayal stories, stories involving animals people like. There's a lot going on here that makes this really compelling.
Like you'd hunt an animal?
The sport in its purest form. A hunt to kill.
And from the wild Australian outback, Aussie actor Liam Hemsworth details his rough past 6 months in a new interview. Besides a somewhat fresh divorce from Miley Cyrus, the 30-year-old actor says his vegan diet resulted in a painful kidney stone. He told Men's Health that the past 4 years of consuming 5 cups of spinach in his breakfast smoothies created the calcium oxalate kidney stone. He says he's reevaluated his diet and tells others, quote, "If something works well for a period, great, keep doing it. If something changes and you're not feeling great, you've got to reassess it and then figure it out." Now, like Liam Hemsworth said, it's not knocking on vegan diets whatsoever,
Right.
because obviously for those 4 years he was in shape and
Right.
physically fit. But like he said also, it just depends on your body, how your body takes it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because he had a lot of muscle, because some people say you need meat to be able to produce muscle
Yeah.
like that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Not always.
What your body can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like meat. I eat chicken. I eat beef.
I like meat, and I
I
cannot
never thought
lie.
about being a vegan.
That's
Never
right.
have.
No.
I'm curious about that Tiger King special because I was scrolling through Quibi yesterday because I do like it, and they have a TMZ show on Quibi, so I wonder if it will be on Quibi at some point. But I'm telling you, I mean, after watching the after show with Joe McHale hosting, I have my opinions. I don't know these people. I'm just going off the documentary, off this interview.
Right.
But I do think the way our system works, if you're guilty of something and somebody says, hey, you have immunity, if you
Right.
testify against this person, you're getting away with something.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because you're ratting on somebody else. More people in that show, I think, need to be held accountable, not just Joe Exotic, who may be a terrible person in real life. He may be.
Can we just extend that to everybody in life, not
Right.
just on the show?
It just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense, like, okay, it's basically we both did something bad. If I rat on you, then I'm free, and I still did terrible things.
I
and
don't
you,
think they should be free. I mean, if they want to coax them to do that, they still should have consequences.
I believe that
but
too.
not as bad as if they don't. See, that's how they get them to say something.
It's just so frustrating because
Yeah.
I do feel that investigation on Carol Baskin needs to be, I mean, it is reopened. I can't think of his name offhand, but the guy who now runs the park for Joe, who took it over for him financially. What's his name? Jeff Lowe? Jeff Lowe, and his wife, and the hot nanny. By the way, that was a big part of the interview. I guess they have if you type in Jeff Lowe now, it comes up Jeff Lowe's nanny.
Well,
Because she's extremely
I
attractive.
guess she trumped him, didn't she?
Yeah, she totally did. But I'm just saying, there's more guilty parties here that it just glosses over everybody else.
I mean, I think, too, the clear slate with providing information for immunity, I think that has closed a lot of cold cases because people feel more free to give their
course.
information.
Give the information if they
Right.
are safe.
So there's an obvious trade-off there.
Obviously, but I don't think I think it should be, if you don't say anything, then this is going to happen to you. If you do, then it's going to be a lot less. They still should be prosecuted.
No, I totally agree with that. But it usually doesn't work that way. It's usually
Yeah.
immunity
Yeah.
for your speech or nothing, or you go to jail. So
Yeah.
you're going to pick, of course, immunity.
Of course.
And not going to jail.
It's a big loophole to jump through, for sure.
Yeah.
The first story, Andrea, I hope I'm saying his name right.
Andrea Bocelli.
He's amazing.
Yes.
Your girl Celine Dion
Yes.
said he has one of the greatest voices in the world.
Oh,
They
that's quite a
they
compliment.
sang the prayer together. That was amazing. She also sang with Josh Groban. Josh Groban's great, but he's no Andrea Bocelli.
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
And their voices together for that was just amazing.
It makes the hair stand up.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's on YouTube, too, if anyone wants
Yeah.
to go back and rewatch that.
Fantastic.
Beautiful shots and beautiful voice as well.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about Ron Weasley becoming a dad?
I didn't know his relationship status to begin with.
Well, he's been in that relationship for a decade. First of all, he looks 12. I'm sorry.
How did we not know that?
He looks so young.
I think he
How
looks
old is
older.
he?
Did you see him in the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, he
No,
looks very
I was
young
just
in
looking
that.
at him on the TV.
If you think he looks 12 now, he probably looked 4 in
Well, he
the
probably did.
Harry Potter movies.
What's surprising, he kept his love life that secret for that
Yeah,
long.
that's-
yeah,
to do.
props to him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It makes me want to see a whole Harry Potter movie slew all recreated. I want to see the Harry Potter's redone.
Oh, like reboots?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, really?
Because I wasn't a fan of the movies.
Oh, I
the
thought you were.
books were amazing.
Oh, you like the books?
Ah, she read the books, but you didn't see
And
them.
the movies were okay.
All right.
But I think with new technology and everything too, it'd be so amazing to see a whole new set.
I'm trying to remember some of your other entertainment stories. I need to take notes because
All
she
right.
always has good entertainment. I can't
Yeah.
remember everything.
Who are the two people that were doing the dancing?
Sierra and Russell Wilson.
Right.
Okay.
Now, what was that on? Was that like because I've got this new app, Jeremy, you
The
told
TikTok.
me about, and
TikTok.
I don't know how to use TikTok. Could you tell us? Could you spent a whole day trying to figure it out?
Yeah, I mean, it's working. I didn't watch that close. I couldn't see if it was a TikTok video or
Yeah.
not.
Well,
It was an Instagram video.
Oh.
But I told you guys during that, I said that you guys should do that dance.
yeah,
we should learn it.
Because it
we
looks
should learn
fun.
it does look fun.
It is by Drake, so I don't know about the language.
Oh, man, I have to bleep out a few
we'll have to
words.
check that, but
Bleep out a few words
it
there.
looks fun. From
Yeah.
the part I saw.
No, I love your entertainment news, and it's great that we actually have entertainment news in this time of
Yeah.
sheltering in place because, like, what's happening? I know a lot of productions are shut down right now.
Right, and people are creating at home, which makes it interesting too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Kaylee, thank
Thanks,
you so
Kaylee.
much. We appreciate it. Lots more fun right after this. Don't go anywhere.
There were so many great stories, I forgot all of them.
I know.
I need to write notes.
And they were pretty quick, too. So
It was good.
Yeah.
Keep track.